Hello, hello, hello. Just gonna do 2 seconds of double checking the audio because, it's only right. It's only natural at this point in my life. Okay. Oh my god. Hopefully this goes well, because we are suddenly experiencing an absurd rainstorm because Chicago doesn't know what to do with its life. My poor cats too freaking the fuck out, which honestly a little odd. Mostly just because they're from Hawaii cats. The cats are, and you're not used to this. I have this girl who's out here just growling at the windows. My poor baby. Autofocus? Cool. But we shall keep on keeping on. Hopefully things will work out in the end. Fingers crossed that the internet connection is not continued to be destroyed by the weather. But salutations, friends. My name is Brianna Sugiam Bond, otherwise known as No Ordinary Scholar, and today I'm giving you my completely unbiased opinion of the first book in the Queen of Thieves series, which is The Queen of Thieves: A New Throne. And yes, I know I'm corny as hell, but you're just gonna have to deal with it. The reason I am saying that is because this is my book. This is my book. This, as well as I swear I just thought to add this graphic and I didn't end up doing that. So we're gonna add it now. So it's gonna get real big. Look at that. Look at that. Nice massive graphic of books I've written. It can just take up half the screen. It can take up half the screen for 2 seconds. The Queen of Thieves: A New Throne on the left, and then my romance, Imani and Aaliyah's fashion Bible on the right. These are books I've written, and we're going to be talking about A New Throne right now. If at any point you feel like you are interested in purchasing said book, the link for that is down below. The link for Imani and Aaliyah's fashion Bible is also down below. And while you're down there, just hanging out, I also have a link to the Creators for Palestine fundraiser. That should be the very first link down in my description. Warning, I am not officially a part of the fundraiser, so if you're don't expect me to show up for whatever the creator stream that they plan on doing later, because those people have no idea who I am. I have barely over 100 subs. These people don't know who I am. I'm just sharing the link because it is a very visible means of supporting Palestine, fundraising for Palestine. And so that link is also down below, very first link in my description. This book, we're talking about this book, and so I'm basically gonna give you the exact same kind of breakdown I usually give you. I kind of want to do this. I've been wanting to do this because as a writer with no friends, I just want to talk about my books. I'll write something cool, do something cool, and be very excited about it. I just have no one to tell, and that's sad. So I wanted to talk about my books. But the problem is, how do I talk about my books without making it sound like I'm trying to toot my own horn? I don't know. I'm awkward. So we're gonna try and make this work. I'm going to give you the same breakdown I would usually give on a book. We're going to give you the book's description. I'm going to give you the book's description, some breakdown of the plot. You'll see some of this, some of that notes and stuff in the PDF I got down here. This graphic, this little collage graphic is literally my favorite thing I've ever fucking done in my life. I will never stop sharing these for this series. So yeah, I'm gonna go over the plot. Then we're actually just gonna kind of talk about the characters, the main characters in the book, before we go on and share some quotes. And it'll be a whole fun time. So let's begin. Book starts off with Dallas Ryder and her best friend Ethan. They're being jackasses in the middle of class, and everything about them seems normal. Just like some obnoxious kids, like fucking around in class, wrestling each other in class, stuff like that, until we get to this banquet. And Dallas and Ethan walk into this banquet, but they're using some other people's names. It turns out that the two of them, and like keep in mind these are high schoolers, the two of them are robbing the banquet. And as they make their getaway, they run into this boy that knows exactly who she is. Curious, Dallas decides to go with him. Our mystery boy is Jason Carter. He is the captain of Team Delta for the Bureau for Covert Initiatives. The BCI needs Dallas because in order to get to the secrets of a black market arms dealer, Richard Castle, they want to get to the heart of his teen son, CJ. While Jason isn't super convinced Dallas is right for the job, when she picks up on CJ's loneliness and depression, she knows exactly why she was chosen. But just because she is right for this doesn't mean the job is right for her, because the constant worry about what this kind of manipulation will do to CJ is tearing her apart. Lo and behold, the day comes and she gathers the information she needs to help the BCI bring CJ's dad in, but something's wrong. She's getting attacked. So many attempts on her life, all at the order of the man behind bars. So that is the basic plot of The Queen of Thieves. And this is specifically the very first book. Talking about the characters, Dallas is our main character. She is a jackass. She is essentially designed to be like this good at damn near everything type of girl, but like she's mental health wise she's not there. She's really going through an emotional tug of war with the fact that she knows what the right thing to do is. She knows what the greater good is, but can she handle sacrificing this innocent dude for the greater good? Ethan is her is like her best friend, who's basically a big brother, who has been taking care of her forever because situations happened, governments ruined her life, and she's basically been an unaccompanied minor for nearly a decade. And Ethan has been kind of like the only person that can be there for her. And it's just, he's doing the best to keep her mentally stable, even though she doesn't make it easy. Because, you know, in theory, the thing to do to stay mentally stable is to leave this fucking situation. But she's like, but what's going to happen to this kid if I let these dickhead government twats handle it? And he's like, okay, but like, you're not doing good. So he's like, at the end of the day, she's going to do what she's going to do. She is a human and she is entitled to autonomy. But he's just trying to do what he can to like help her through it as much as she'll let him. He is also an infinite jackass. I love writing a jackass. I really do. I like a jackass, obnoxious character is one of my favorite things to write. Jason Carter, he is the captain of the team, and he's a bit of a stick in the mud. He is a soldier at heart, and he for sure thinks he's one of the good guys. He's also cishet white man, so he's dealing with a bit of an ego blow, having a criminal brought in over him for this mission, a criminal brought in to lead this mission when he has been the straight edge, does everything he is told, has worked his ass off, kind of like follow the rules soldier, and he's having the exact opposite of him brought in, and at the end of the day, he can't deny that she is amazingly talented, and so he's dealing with a bit of an ego blow for that as well. But he's not a terrible human being. He is, you know, an ignorant human being, but he's not a terrible human being. So he also is seeing Dallas struggle with this. He doesn't know what to do, but he's like, people shouldn't be doing that. People shouldn't be this sad. How do we make her not this sad? CJ, he is the lonely kid who finally meets someone he feels comfortable around and falls head over heels for her. And that's basically what he does for in this book. There is more to the team, the spy team, Team Delta, all of our kids. Adriana, who is the only other girl, and she is responsible for chemistry and biology. Hi, Begum. I have a cat. I have a second chair here, and he loves it. We have Caleb, who's actually, I believe, the only adult. Like, most of them are 18. He is, I think, 21. And Caleb is the cars guy. Caleb's like southerner, redneck cars guy. Percy is the shy, awkward tech guy, but he's also very highly skilled in a lot of martial arts. He is the person who helps train Jason in martial arts, as a matter of fact. And then we have Layla the lemur that I keep forgetting exists. I'm not even gonna lie. I beta read for Amy Donnellan for her series, the Catastrophe Incoming series, and like a joke in that process has been that she like has forgotten that there's this horse, that one of the characters, and just keeps forgetting what this horse exists. And I'm the same with this lemur, who I'd like, it'd be cool to give her like a like out of nowhere kind of pet to like have and hang out with, and then I forget what to do with her. So it might take like a couple edits in, but Layla's gonna show up. we're going to address her. I didn't write down the specific chapter number. Let me figure out what chapter this is. So in this book, I want to tell you about my favorite scenes in this book. My favorite chapters. My favorite scenes, chapters, etc. So, talking about my favorite scenes, number one is going to be, there's a scene where Dallas is with the schools, because they're undercover in high school. Dallas is with the school's ROTC. All cops are bastards, but she's with the school's ROTC, and they're playing flag football, and I adore that scene, mostly because I grew up in ROTC. Again, all cops are bastards. And I beat ass in football, and I just loved getting to write, especially this like ridiculously like gymnastics, she's flipping over people. And that was just so much fun to do in a scene. She's like, because she's a girl, they were all dismissing, like, you should stay off on the sidelines, wouldn't want you to get hurt, and here she is throwing them all over the room, jumping over people, kicking ass in football, which I wish I could play football. I wish I had humans. I wish I had COVID-safe humans to play football with. That would be phenomenal. Actually, I can show you. I'll show you the quotes after. Another favorite scene is after the school dance, because it's high school things. Of course, there's a school dance, and they're part of the issue, part of the reason why they needed such focus when trying to like manipulate CJ. The reason why it was so important that they were willing to outsource is because as CJ and his brother have been instructed by their father, if anyone asks you, you're an orphan. And that is to keep outsiders, keep people interacting with the kids away from the home, away from Richard's main base of operations and work and like business. And so part of it is getting him to trust her enough to actually tell her, hey, I'm not an orphan. Hey, this is where I live. Something to that effect. And the easiest way to do that with a child was sex. And so they're going to the school dance, which is relatively soon into them dating, and he's trying to hook up with her, and she's like, no, 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 I want it to be special. I'm not ready yet. Oh no. She's like, I want it to be special. I'm not ready yet. And just telling him things. Oh no. Did it start a whole other stream? Hold on. Hold on. Things are freaking out. Oi! Y'all need to stop breaking my things. Jesus. Okay. Is this the full thing? Did start anyone? Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we'll keep going, I guess. Ugh. I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening at the end of this. Love that. But so she's telling him, hey, like I'm not ready right now, stuff like this. And there's a moment after that in which he just kind of stops talking to her, and just the irritation and fury of who the fuck does this guy think he is, of him just no longer messaging her because their last discussion was, I'm not trying to have sex right now. Like we love we love when Dallas gets pissy. But let's go ahead and talk about some quotes. I have like extremely long quotes and like scenes here, so it's gonna be a whole ass time, and that's with my fucking stream crashing and creating multiples. I don't even know, man. Jesus. We'll see what ends up happening. Is the whole thing... We'll see what happens at the end of this, because it's showing 20 minutes, and you can't see the full 20 minutes here. You can't see the full 20 minutes anywhere, which is exciting. We're gonna breathe. We're not gonna worry about it. We're gonna breathe, and we're not gonna worry about it until at the end. Oh, I hate weather. But this scene is where, like, part of me is like, do I even want to bother trying to scroll down to it? You could not read along because it's such a long quote. Like, it's this whole thing here. It's this whole thing here. So, like, do I even bother keeping the quote up on the screen? Because I'm going to put this on my Patreon like I usually would put all of my, note pages and stuff for streams, so I might just leave it. Yeah, sure, we'll leave it up. Okay, so this is the scene in which Dallas and Jason really interact for the first time. Like, they're actually interacting with each other. The first full scene that they're interacting with each other. And so the scene is like, she's handcuffed in this interrogation room. He's talking, and she's more trying to feel him out, get information from him, than like respecting that he's trying to do the same for her. And he says, you're not gonna ask me my name first? I don't really care, he groaned. I'm Agent Jason Carter. I work for the Bureau for Covert Initiatives. Really? She challenged. You look more like a mat. What were you planning on doing with the things you stole tonight? I thought they'd make nice ornaments for the big tree they throw up at Rockefeller. He rolled his eyes. Tree ornaments, a fort. Dallas, do you know how many federal charges these stunts have set you up against? Probably a few hundred, and you're not going to file a single one. Dallas relaxed in her seat. Behind her back, she pulled one of the crowns out of her watch, revealing a lockpick. Oh, and why's that? The handcuffs fell to the ground as she clasped her hands together on the table. Because you need me. Thus, I have the power here. Jason looked at her for a moment. It took you long enough with those cuffs. He turned to the laptop that he was taking notes on. Miss Ryder, you seem to be confused about how this works. If you don't do as I say, you're going straight to federal prison, and I know they won't appreciate those magic tricks there. The cuffs took me 5 seconds, thank you very much. And that's just a great example of how the bullshittery is far more important than anything else with characters like Dallas and Ethan. What's another good one? We have this other scene. It's another Dallas and Jason bonding scene, which those are some scenes I really, really like in this series. I think theirs is a very interesting relationship to watch build and happen. It is another relatively long scene. I'm sorry. It's like this whole chunk of stuff. And this is Dallas just gets home from school and is punching a punching bag very, very aggressively and is obviously has been stressed and whatnot. And Jason approaches her. How is it going? He asked awkwardly. Good, it's still gonna take a minute, but I think he's starting to trust me. That's cool, but he looked from her to the punching bag and back. I kind of meant, how are you doing? I'm fine, why? He scratched his head. Dallas, you're beating the punching bag like it killed your fit. Sorry, that was a poor choice of... Really? I'm fine. Her voice snapped, more irritated that her work had been interrupted than his poor choice of words. It's just that we have cameras everywhere and you're scaring Percy. Why? I'm not hitting him. Here, Jason grabbed some hand wraps. Spar with me. Are you sure? Dallas smiled, amused with the offer. I'm trained in over 20 different martial arts. Why? His jaw dropped. Why? Haven't you asked your question for the week? Consider this small talk. Small talk. God, I can't talk. My mother insisted on it, along with 28 different language, doctorate levels in physics, math, chemistry, psychology, law, engineering, business, history, and computer science. Jason rolled his eyes. Oh, is that all? She kicked up high and he blocked it. No, I forgot philosophy. And you think all these book smarts will help me with this mission? Left jab, right jab, low kick. Jason blocked them all. Who said I only had book smarts? He ducked under another high kick. Fair enough. What are your street smarts? She lashed out with a high kick. Dallas grabbed his passing ankle, dug his toe into his kidney, and drove him to the ground. Oh, he coughed. 20 different martial arts. Are you going easy on me? Of course not, honey. You're such a big, strong man. I just got lucky. Her voice had nothing but sarcasm to offer. Jason stood up. Well, let's see how long it takes for you to get unlucky. And then at the end of this scene, she's like, thanks for the workout, I guess. I gotta do homework. And he responds, no problem, but remember, leave the punching bag alone. I know these will be my famous last words, but if you need something to hit, I'm just next door. Which we love them. And we can do one more, two more. Oh God, I don't know what happened here. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what's going on there. I could do 2 more quotes after this one. I guess I will. Oh, it's just very big in page size. It's very big in page size. Okay, cool. We have a couple more quotes we can do and then we'll cut it for now. This is a scene of Ethan trying to like bond with Adriana, because he's trying to like bridge gaps between him, Dallas, and the rest of the team. She's not gonna do it, so he's trying to like form bonds, interact with them and whatnot. And so he's talking to Adriana after a terrible, terrible first impression. He's trying he's trying to get her to give him a second chance, open up, and he's like, talk to me, and she says, what am I supposed to talk to you about? He sat down at one of the long tables. Hey, until recently I was the only girl in Dallas's life. You can talk to me about literally anything. Hesitation, that's progress. Now, what dramas are we dealing with today? Self-image, societal pressures, romance, cramps. Is this your way of telling me I need a man? A sly smile crept up on his face. He had pressed a very interesting button. Of course not. No woman needs a man. But are you telling me that you've never thought having one would be at least a little fun? Adriana dropped her gaze back down to her work. I don't know. Besides, I'm surrounded by too many dorks to even think about it. But which one of them is the biggest dork to you? She launched a syringe at him. Get out. But we were bonding. I love them. I love these characters. I'm obsessed with these characters, and I will not begin to invent them otherwise. And then a quick quote from, like I mentioned earlier, when like CJ just stops talking to her. When CJ stops talking to Dallas after the dance, she gets super mad. She's just like, I should have slept with his brother. He stares at my ass enough. That would have been easy. Last two quotes are from later on in this series. As we said earlier, Dallas starts getting like a bunch of attacks on her life. People keep trying to kill her, and they're coming from Richard, who is supposed to be in jail, and she's talking with Percy, and she's like, exactly how many phone calls do you allow in your prisons? And Percy responds, not many. Percy answered, I think they're still on minutes. Maybe people know what minutes are still? I do. I get the joke, and it means, and I appreciate it. And the last quote I'm going to share is, we're just not going to give much more context to this when it is. What are you doing? Jason asked. She put 2 tranquilizer guns in holsters at her sides and slipped one in her jeans at the small of her back. I'm over it. I'm going to his house and I'm going to kick his ass. And that is the Queen of Thieves. Again, like I said before, link to the series is down below. Link to my romance, Imani and Aaliyah's Fashion Bible, is also down below. And links to Creators for Palestine. That should be the very first link down in the description. That is all from me today. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, Valediction friends.